Okay, let me get started. So we are in the second chapter, third chapter. So Arjuna started asking, "Hey Krishna, why are you involving me in this terrible warfare? You know, if you think that the Jnana Yoga is better than this abominable activity, why don't I go to forest and do tapasya?" But Krishna found that Arjuna has misunderstood the difference between Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, and Krishna started explaining about those yogas. Jnana Yoga is when one gets matured by performing the Karma Yoga and detach himself more and more from the material activities after understanding that he is the spirit soul and all these material activities entangle him. But Krishna does not suggest that for Arjuna or for anybody in general. He wants us to do our prescribed activities. He wants Arjuna to do his prescribed duty of Kshatriya. Krishna said, nobody can sit quiet. And Arjuna, you think that you can leave this forest and leave this battlefield and go to forest and do tapasya? No, it is not possible, even because you are not matured enough. You are Kshatriya, that is in your blood. You have to do what is um, suits you. And then Krishna mentioned, you do your work with detachment. And then he went into the next step. Do your work without any desire, but at the same time, offer the results to me. That way, nothing will bind you. Normally, what binds us is when you do a good karma, right? Uh, we accumulate punyas. When we do bad karma, we accumulate uh, papa, right? So these to expend those punya and papa, we have to take birth and again. But Krishna says, if you offer the results to me, you don't have to have those bondage. And then Krishna says, change the topic a little bit. Suddenly people may not surrender to Krishna directly. He said, if you don't surrender to me, at least surrender, at least worship the demigods. Demigods give you a lot of things. They give you rain, air, and all the facilities. Just reciprocate with them. And then he has shown the cycle of sacrifice. If that is broken, you know, um, then you are a sin. You are a sinful person. So that's what Krishna said there. And Krishna there also mentioned, whatever we eat, it's better to offer to Krishna so that it cleanses any sins because of eating. Because even the plants have life. And when we offer to Krishna, when we offer to, the Supreme Lord, we are cleared of all the sinful reactions. And then Krishna started talking about, see, suppose you are a matured person, you become so matured, and now you are in a position to take sannyasa or go to forest. Krishna says, even then you have to do your duty as a kshatriya, to set an example, to set a role model. And then he talked about Janaka Maharaj. Janaka Maharaj is the father of Sita Devi. And Janaka Maharaj, though he is so much matured, he still worked just to show as an example. Hey Arjuna, you also do the same thing. Otherwise, if you run away from the battle, people will make fun of you and they will also run out of the battle in case of fighting for dharma. So you do your work to set an example. And Krishna himself said, you know, hey Arjuna, I don't have any work, I don't have any compulsion, I don't have any desire. So we work because of getting some results or desires, because we don't have something, we want to get something, so we work. But Krishna says, I have everything, I don't need to work. But now see, I work. I work as your charioteer. I do the job perfectly. Even after, at the end of the day, I take all the horses to the barn and feed them, and then bathe them. I do all those things. And I'm also a king. I take care of my kingdom, my all my people. So I'm doing this because if I don't do it, people will follow my path. People will think, hey, Krishna himself did not do anything. Why should I do? Likewise, you should do your part. And then Krishna, this is when we left last time. Krishna says, as the ignorant perform their duties with attachment to the results, they learned similarly act but without attachment for the sake of leading the people on the right path. Krishna now started comparing and contrasting the attached worker and the detached worker. So both of them work hard, but Krishna says you do the work without attachment. That is the difference. Both of them work, but the second category, detached worker, is the one detached worker. Can you get it? Detached worker he calls as Vidwan. Vidwan means a learned person. What is he learned? He learned about the spiritual thing, that is the spirit soul and understanding his relationship with the Lord. So the Vidwan also work, but with a detached mindset, and they offer the results to the Lord. But Avidwan, the ignorant person who does not know the value of their life, they spend their life just like animals, spending on four activities: eating, um, sleeping, mating, and defending, which animals also do. That's why Krishna says they do with attachment for sense gratification, but the Vidwan, the learned person, does the same thing without any attachment. The only difference is the desire. Um, and this 25th and 20, okay, then let us go to the next shlok. 20, okay, 25th and in the shlokas 25, 27, and 28, Krishna described the differences between the attached worker and the detached worker. So we saw one example, they both work, but one is detached and the other one is attached. Now let us go to the other shloka, 27th shloka, so that um, it is sequential as Krishna compares them. Okay. Anybody wants to repeat after me?
I can try, Prabhuji.
Oh, please.
I'm
Prakrite,
yeah.
prakrite kriyamanaani
Prakrite kriyamanani
गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः
gunai karmani sarvashaha
अहङ्कारविमूढात्मा
ahankara vimudhatma
कर्ताहम् इति मन्यते.
kartaham iti manyate. The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by the three modes of material nature.
Thank you, Mother. So here, 27th. So here Krishna says that the we think that we do the activity, but in fact they are all carried out by the three modes of material nature. I will explain in detail. Three modes of material nature. We think we have a false ego. False ego means that I am the doer. That I'm this body. I'm doing it. Not thinking that I'm a spirit soul. I'm the servant of the Lord, but I'm thinking that I'm the body. I'm doing it. I know what to do. I'm the controller. That is a false ego. He thinks himself as a doer of activities, but in fact, they are all carried out by the three modes of nature. Um, okay, I will go to the next shloka and then combine the details for both the shlokas together. I will explain in detail. But in the 26th, 27th sloka, Krishna says that we think that we are the doer, but it is in fact controlled by the three modes of material nature. We'll go again. Um, Kaushal, do you want to try this one?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Okay. Tattvavittu mahabaho
Tattva vittum mahabhavo
gunakarma vibhagayoho
gunakarma vibhagayoho
gunaguneshu vartante
guna guneshu vartante
iti matva na sajjate.
iti matva na sajjate. One
Okay.
who is in knowledge of absolute truth, Almighty Am, does not engage himself in the sense and sense gratification, knowing well the difference between work in devotion and work for fruitive results.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So here, let me explain. In the 25th shloka, Krishna says both of them work, but one with attachment to the results and the other without attachment to the results. And in the previous shloka, Krishna says that the ignorant person who works with attachment, he thinks that he is doing it, but it is in fact the three modes of material nature is acting upon him. And now he is talking about the person who is in knowledge, vidwan or learned person. What he works is he understands that you know his position and he does not involve in the sense gratification and he works for the satisfaction of the Lord without any attachment to the fruitive results. Unlike the ignorant person who works for fruitive results and who thinks that he is doing, but the learned person, he knows his position as a servant of the Lord and he knows that God is the controller. And so he does not want to do work for any of his sense gratification, but he works in devotion for the Lord, doing devotional service, and he does not work for the fruitive results. I will example, I put it together a table here. So attached worker 3.27. One differentiating factor is this person has desires. He wants to buy the money for his own sense gratification. He wants everything for him, for his family, not any consideration to the Lord. But here he works for the Krishna satisfaction. And Prabhupada explains, previously in one of his book, Prabhupada was a sannyasi. He was in Vrindavan, you know, but he does not have any money. He used to go to Delhi, and then he used to go to the based on instruction of his Guru Maharaj. He wants to distribute books. He wants to print books. So he used to go to the paper mart, buy papers. You will write down, and then you will go to the printing shop, and you will sit there and then print the books, and then you'll go to different libraries, different bookshops, and sell the books. But he went to all the places where the normal material person will go. But his consciousness was different. He is working for Krishna, right? His desire is to satisfy the Krishna, but a common man works for himself, right? And for example, um, if we want to buy a house, if we want to buy a car for ourselves, that is our own sense gratification. But if you want to buy a home and we want to set up a puja room and we want to make it as a place of Krishna and we worship Krishna, we hold satsang, everything, that becomes Krishnized, right? That becomes, we work for the satisfaction of the Lord. Same, when you cook food, right, for ourselves, that means that is our own sense gratification. But when you cook for Krishna, and you know and offer it to Krishna and then eat it as a prasadam, you know, we do it for Krishna's satisfaction. At the same time, we also get ourselves satisfied. That is the difference between the consciousness. One is material consciousness, and the other one is spiritual or Krishna consciousness. Um, so the ignorant person thinks that he is doing everything, and the detached worker he understands that is He has been somehow put into the material situation, and he wants to get out of this samsara, birth and death cycle, and he is taking action to go back home, go back to Godhead. And in terms of knowledge, this attached worker does not know his position, but here the detached worker understands his real identity, that is a part and parcel of Krishna. And in terms of engagement, he does not engage in any of the devotional service. He forgets his position, and he forgets the Supreme Lord, but the other person, detached worker, engage himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness, chanting, and attending to the classes like this, right? This is like a Shravanam, and listening to the good lectures, anywhere, as well as going to the temples and then offering food to the Lord and then eating it as a prasadam. He does everything. So the consequence, so the more we get into the material attachment, we'll forget our spiritual consciousness. We'll forget the Lord. But here, this person is always into consciousness or Krishna consciousness. Even if there are any material problems, he thought that it is the mercy of the Lord, and the Lord has reduced the impact of his past reactions. But this person will have to undergo everything. If I put to, so basically, I will explain to you in detail about the gunas. So basically, so say for example, this is the whole world, all the worlds, right? Spiritual and material world. These are all spiritual and this is material. It is said in the Bhagavatam and in our Puranas and scriptures, out of four parts, three parts of the world, entire universe, everything is spiritual, but one part is material world. So we were all once in the spiritual world, okay, but we want to be independent. We thought, okay, why can't I be the master? Why can't I be independent? Why can't I enjoy myself? So, so Krishna said, okay, no issues. I will create a material environment. You go and enjoy as much as you possible, but you come back once you feel that it is no more pleasure to you. So Krishna has made all this, universe, all this universe. So I will show you here one picture. So this is the three forms of Vishnu. One is Mahavishnu. So when he breathes out, right, lot of universes, comes out of him. Okay, from him all the universes originate. He is called as Mahavishnu or Karnodakasai Vishnu. He is the
Prabhuji,
Karanam, that means
sorry,
is cause. Hare
sorry to
Krishna.
interrupt,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
I cannot see the image.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay. Entire screen. Let me. Oh, sorry. Can you see it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So he is Mahavishnu. Okay. When he breathes out, lot of universes come out. A lot of universes. See, Bhagavatam was written 5,000 years back, and our scriptures were written thousands and thousands of years back, right? But we always add the concept of multi-universe or multiverse, and all the Western countries have been making fun of us. This is only one universe. But recently, 20 or 25 years back, they come to a conclusion, no, there is not one universe, there are multiple universes. But our Bhagavatam, our scriptures have already said, and that's what here also is mentioned, from the body of Mahavishnu or Karanodakasai Vishnu, lot of universe expand. And each universe, there is another Vishnu, Garbhodakasai Vishnu. He is living within each universe. Okay, and from his navel alone, Brahma appears. And then Brahma creates all beings and everything within that universe. So in our universe, we call him as Chaturmukha Brahma. Chaturmukha means four faces. And Krishna says in Krishna Leela in Bhagavatam that this is the smallest universe. And so Brahma has four faces. There are universes which are very, very big. And in some universe, Brahma will have 50 faces and some 100 and some 1,000, something like that. Because they have to maintain all this universe. And this is where the Brahma appears in this universe, Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And from him, and each universe, this is each universe. There are multiple universe, and this is within each universe, you will have Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And within that, Brahma is the secondary creator. Because Krishna, it's like a factory. Krishna makes all the raw materials and everything are made available. And Brahma does a tapasya, and then Krishna will give him a book. This is the Vedas. Based on that, you create, this create, living and non-living beings and everything. Um, Based on that, create all the living beings. Sorry. So Brahma will create all the living beings. But Krishna does not stop here. Within all the living beings, within all atoms, every atoms, Krishna will be present. As Kshirodaka Sai Vishnu. He is Antaryami or Paramatma. He is within our heart, right? As Antaryami or Paramatma. He is also in the heart of animals or plants. He is also within the atom of every material thing. That's why when Prahlad Maharaj said, "Where is Narayana?" He said, "Narayana is also here." That's when Narsimha avatar appeared. So he is everywhere. So the reason is now, like when the kids go out, we also follow the kids, right? Likewise, Krishna is following us in every places, in everywhere, right? All he wanted is when my son or daughter will turn towards me, when he or she will come back to me. He is always in anxiety. So hope this helps. Any questions on this? I will develop based on this in the next screen. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. So that's how all these universes have formed. And what happened is Krishna made some arrangement. As soon as we are born, we don't have any knowledge about our previous lives in the Vaikuntha or our previous lives. As soon as we are born, all our knowledges or all our previous lifetimes and everything made forgotten through something called as Maya. Excuse. Something called as Maya. Okay. Sorry. Let me. Maya, and this is Krishna. So as soon as this is material world, this is spiritual. I could not write it here. Okay, this is material and this is spiritual. So as soon as we are born, through Maya, we have been made forgotten about our past lives and everything. And based on our past karma, right, we act. So there are three modes of material nature: sattva guna, sattva, rajo, rajas, and tamasa guna. So Maya acts on us using these modes of material nature. That's why you see in the screen, these are all the representatives of Maya. Mode of goodness, mode of, say this is yellow color is mode of goodness, red is mode of passion, Black is mode of ignorance. Mode of ignorance means we will always, one is in the mode of ignorance, they will sleep more, they'll be lazy, they don't have any desire, they don't have any motivation. But one is in the mode of passion, they want to achieve more, they want to more, everything more greedy, you know. And Sattva means he is always, full of knowledge and is happy, and he tries to do the right thing. So we are always under, uh, we are a combination of all these three modes, but each one of us will have more of these modes. So in the generally we may see some people, some person who are so workaholic, right? He is in the mode of passion. Somebody will see he is content with what he has, and he wanted to have more knowledge about the spirituality and everything. Then he is the mode of goodness. Um, and for example, one is fully knowledge and happiness, is in the mode of goodness. And in ignorance, we will see somebody, they are so lazy, they get up too late and they go to sleep too late. They're in the mode of laziness. So that's why in the early morning is a mode of goodness, where, people are asked to do, chanting, devotional service, reading, right? So that's a mode of goodness. That's why, in traditionally, people used to get up early in the morning and do, reading and everything. And in the morning till evening, it is a mode of passion where we work and earn money. And in the night, we get into the mode of ignorance where we want to take a sleep and take rest. So these three modes of nature controls as how we act based on our karma. And Prabhupada and our Acharya says, now we think that a lot of things that we are doing, but everything has been determined, our sukha, dukkha, and everything is determined. We are just acting based on this mayas or material nature. And I can also explain a little bit more on Maya. There is a story when Narada was asking Krishna, hey Krishna, can you explain to me about Maya? Krishna said, okay, Narada, let us go for a walk, in Dwarka. They were walking, and then Krishna said, hey Narada, I'm a little thirsty. Can you get some water? Narada went to your hut, and then Krishna was waiting in a little bit distant away, looking something. And now they went to the temple, sorry, went to that hut, and nearby hut, he saw a very beautiful lady was, taking water from their well. Narada immediately fell in love with her, and then Narada got the water in a small pot, and then Narada saw the girl's father, and then Narada, expressed interest, and then the girl's father also say, "Okay, you are a great Narada Muni. Okay, I don't mind giving my daughter to you." So he got married with that girl, and then he begat, many children, and then the life was going on for several years. And suddenly there was a heavy flood happened, pralayam kind of thing happened in their town, and everybody was, eating the water. And then Narada was shouting, "Save me, save me, save me!" And then suddenly Narada heard, "Hey Narada, where is my water?" And then Narada realized it was all, you know, illusion. And Krishna said, "This is called as Maya." We may be thinking Maya means that which is not, that which is not. We think this is the real, but that is which is not real. You know, of course, the family is important, kids important, spouse, and everybody is important, but we should view them as the sons of Krishna or daughters of Krishna, and then help them. Along with them, we should also grow in Krishna consciousness. That is the main. But if we just work like a donkey for family, focusing mainly on the money, that means we are under the control of Maya, and it is key. It is making sure that we always move away from Krishna. But instead of falling prey to Maya, if we move towards Krishna, the Maya does not touch us. So we may be destined to something, some sukha or some dukkha, and Maya orchestrate everything through these sattva, rajas, and tamas modes, so that we encounter all those karmic reactions. But when we move towards Krishna, the Maya's influence decreases. So even if you have to undergo still the karmic reactions, it will be reduced because of the mercy of Krishna when we surrender unto Him. Otherwise, we'll be we'll be helplessly acting under the influence of Maya. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, um, what is it, Shloka? Hridesh Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam. I will show you database. This is a very nice site. If possible, you can. All the books are free there. There is a, what I'm explaining now. It's like a gist. Krishna's given a chapter of three modes of material nature. Chapter is that Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam. Um, okay. Ishvara Bhutanam. Maya. Yeah. Kevin, do you remember that shloka? Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam.
Yeah, Hridaya Jnana.
Which chapter is that? Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam. Ishvara Sarva
That's chapter 18.
18?
Yeah, I think it's 18.61.
18.61. Okay. Oh, yes. Thank you, Kevin. So this is a Krishna's, whatever I'm saying is like a gist. Krishna's dedicated one chapter for three modes of material nature. So here Krishna says, I'm situated in everyone's heart and is directing all the wanderings of all living entities who are seated like a machine made of material energy. So what Krishna is saying is, right, this body is like a machine and we are like a drivers, right? But we think that we are driving it, but it's the through the Maya, it is driving it, this machine of body. But when we surrender to Krishna, then we can come out of this Maya. And Krishna says in the second chapter as well, Daivi Yesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva, correct me? Daivi Yesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva Ma Prapadyante
Then Maya Metam Tarantite.
Maya Tam Tarantite. So when one surrenders unto me, then the Maya will not touch them. So that's reason. So that is about we will we will go through this in detail in the subsequent chapters. But I want to make you that you understand, what is Maya, what are these three modes of material nature, and how they are acting on us, and how can we get out of that? Otherwise, we will be helplessly. Sometimes we don't want to do something, we may be doing. Sometimes we don't want to speak something, we may be speaking, because we have to undergo this karmic reaction. These are all under the modes of material nature controlled by the Maya. So we undergo all these things. Even happiness and distress, everything is controlled based on our karma, and through the Maya or the material modes of nature, we undergo all this. But when we take shelter under the lotus feet of the Lord, when we surrender to the Lord, when we do chanting of the holy name, then we can create a shield that Maya will not act on us. Um, That is what I want to cover in this two shlokas. Hope this makes sense. Any questions? I think I have talked a lot about this. Okay. Now let us go to the 26. 26. So now we saw. Okay. 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 26. We will wrap up this 26 and 29 quickly. Pradeep, do you want to read this shloka?
Yes, Prabhuji. न बुद्धिभेदं जनयेत् अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनां जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन् so as not to disturb the minds of ignorant men attached to the fruitive results of prescribed duties. A learned person should not induce them to stop work. Rather, by working in the spirit of devotion, he should engage them in all sorts of activities for the gradual development of Krishna consciousness. Thank
Okay. Can you also read the 29th shloka as well? They're all together related.
you. Yeah. प्रकृतेर्गुणसम्मूढाः सज्जन्ते गुणकर्मसु तान् कृत्स्नविदो मन्दान् कृत्स्नविन्न विचालयेत् Bewildered
Okay.
by the modes of material nature, the ignorant fully engage themselves in material activities and become attached, but the wise should not unsettle them, although these duties are inferior due to the performer's lack of knowledge.
Okay. Thank you, Pradeepa. So these two shlokas, so the previous three shlokas talks about the difference between the attached and the detached worker, difference between the ignorant and the learned person, how they work, right? And here in these two shlokas, Krishna talks about how the learned person should relate or should deal or engage with the ignorant. Krishna here says, don't disturb the ignorant. You do your duty, you be a role model, you inspire them, to offer the results to the Lord. You inspire them to work without detachment, but don't force them, because everybody will be in a different level. Somebody will be in the 10th grade or 12th grade. Somebody may be just starting now in the first grade or second grade. Don't put pressure on them. Let them take their own time. Um, but you be act as a role model. Don't unsettle them, though they are not there. Though they are not in the spiritual consciousness, they are still in the material consciousness. Don't disturb them too much. Um, but but the acharyas explain, right? But the devotees of the Lord, right, knows the anxiety of the Lord. The anxiety of the Krishna is everyone should realize realize their original position. That's the reason even after Krishna created this material world, right? Material world, material world, and he sends the acharyas, arvas, and a lot of people to spread the bhakti. He also incarnates. He does a lot of leelas to inspire and and make us, to start the devotional service, chant his holy names. He inspires. So that's the reason. Even though Krishna says, "Don't disturb the ignorant," but still, the acharyas, they know the anxiety of the Lord. They still try to work with the ignorant people. Hey, that's the reason, if you see in ISKCON, people distribute books. People, people invite, to attend the satsangs. People talk about, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, a lot of things. That's how I also learned. I went to satsang. Initially somebody told me, you come to the satsang, you read Bhagavad Gita. That's how I also came. You know, so the acharyas, and explain that the devotees still take risk to spread the glories of the Lord. He motivates the people to chant the holy name so that they come out of this Maya and understand their original position, and they get a chance to fully utilize uh, this life, so that they can go back home, go back to Godhead. They don't need to take birth again, and go through this distress and happiness. And as Krishna says in the 8th chapter, this is a place of dukkhalayam, ashashvatam, place of distress, and it's a temporary place. And that is why it is called as mrityu loga, where people die. There is no happiness. Even one gets happiness now, the seed of happiness, the seed of distress is already there when one gets happiness. When one gets a distress, there is a seed of happiness is there. It comes as a cycle. I know that's the reason people are getting distressed. And Krishna says, how to come out of it, right? Devotional service, bhakti yoga, chanting the holy name. So that's one reason all the acharyas and the devotees promote, this devotional service or bhakti yoga. So with that, let me wrap up here is Bhagavad Gita. So let me recap what we have studied. For around 5 shlokas we studied, starting with the 25th. Krishna says, like the ignorant person who works hard with attachment, hey Arjuna, you also work without attachment. Again, he says, after that, he compares and contrasts between them. The attached persons work with material consciousness, with the intent of sense gratification, and is under the modes of material nature. But the detached or learned person understands his constitutional position, and he works for the satisfaction of the Lord. So those are the three things. And then the another 2 shlokas, Krishna talks about how a learned person to engage. He literally says, no, don't engage, don't unsettle them, don't disturb them, but you act as a role model. But the acharyas, they don't want to leave the ordinary materialistic people. So all the devotees, they take risk, they approach the people with materialistic people, and then bring them to the Krishna consciousness or bring them to the bhakti yoga. I just want to wrap up this one story. So there was a Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the incarnation of Lord Krishna, who was born in Bengal 540 years back, and Nityananda Prabhu is the incarnation of Lord Balram. So, Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Nityananda Prabhu to go and spread Krishna consciousness. So, he went to a lot of people, he spread Krishna consciousness. So, he saw there were 2 Brahmanas, who got spoiled, and they were drunkards, and they are thieves, and they were the disturbance to the society. Nityananda Prabhu thought, okay, if I convert them into Krishna consciousness, if I make them to get into the bhakti yoga, then that is the power of the holy name. So he went to them, he asked them, hey, Jagai and Madai, those are 2 brothers, Jagai and Madai, you chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You chant this holy name. Those 2, uh, you know, they are like, rogues and rowdies and, thieves, and they got very upset. And then initially, Nityananda Prabhu just ran away along with another devotee, Haridas Thakur. So he also went to the second time. He went to a couple of times. In the third time, he requested them, you please chant the holy name, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, that will save you. But both of them very upset. So there was one of the brother called Madai. He took a pot and hit at the head of Nityananda Prabhu, and Nityananda Prabhu was bleeding. Somehow, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know about it. He came with full of anger. He is none other than Krishna himself. and he was trying to invoke his Sudarshan Chakra. And then suddenly Nityananda Prabhu, took hold, surrendered to the Lord and then begged the Lord, don't kill Jagai and Madai. So he begged, he said, please give them one more opportunity. Let them become Krishna consciousness. Let them become devotees. Please give them one opportunities. Though Nityananda Prabhu was bleeding, he was still speaking for the benefit of those Jagai and Madai. So Lord was very moved. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very much moved. He said, I can understand, how compassionate you are. And then he said, just because my dear devotee and my Nityananda Prabhu told you to spare you, I'm sparing you. Then those two fellows felt very sorry about it. And then they surrendered to the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and they offered their obeisances. And after that, they become very what to say, they become very good devotees and they have been chanting you know throughout the day and night, and they started chanting, they started preaching, right? They become more and more Krishna consciousness. So the reason I'm saying is that those are all people we don't even normally approach, but the devotees take risk to preach Krishna consciousness so that those fallen souls also get an opportunity to taste the holy name, as well as they get an opportunity to go back to Vaikuntha. Okay, with that, let me wrap up. Any questions, any realizations, any questions, please? Kaushal Prabhu, Pranita Prabhu, Pranita Mataji, sorry.
No, Prabhu.
Okay. Is there any takeaway, any realization? Anything you newly you learned today?
I would say today's session was interesting. I got to know about the three material modes of nature, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. So that was interesting topic. Yeah. Thanks for sharing this knowledge, Prabhuji.
Oh, thank you, Mataji. How about you, Kaushalji?
Like, I've been seeing, like, and reading, like, books and like there's all way books. So, but yeah, it was interesting today. That's going through the different, say, how, you know, one versus Krishna conscious versus, which is in materialistic, world. So yeah, that was interesting.
Okay, thank you.
Prabhuji,
Sure, Mataji.
I have one doubt. So
Yeah.
you mentioned that they like three parts are spiritual world and one part is material world, right?
Yes.
Is this Maya present in the spiritual world as well?
Oh, yes. Okay, that's a very good question. Maya is, when Krishna was born, okay, I will say Maya is called as Bhadra. Okay, Bhadra. We also call it Bhadra Kali, right? Kali, they're
Yes.
all Maya. Maya. Okay, they're all Maya. Krishna's sister, right? When Krishna was born, uh, after that, um, when Krishna was born, he was taken from Mathura to Vrindavan, Gokulam, right? And then Yashoda Mai also gave birth to a child, right? Girl baby. And then Vasudev brought the girl baby to Mathura, and Kamsa was very angry, and then he threw the girl baby into the stone, and then the girl baby suddenly, you know, became a Bhadrakali, and then she warned, who do you think am I? I am Bhadrakali. I'm the sister of Krishna. So Krishna made all those arrangements. Krishna said, "Hey Bhadra, hey Maya, you be born in the womb of Yashoda. So Vasudeva will take me to the place of Gokulam, and then you come to Mathura, and then warn Kamsa. So, and then if you do that, you will be called as Bhadrakali or Maya Devi, Vaishnavi. That's why, and you will have lot of temples all over the Bharatvarsha. So that's why wherever you see, uh, the Bhadrakali, Maya, all those are Krishna sisters, and she controls the material nature. Okay, but there is one more Maya in the spiritual. Okay, as long as when you move away from Krishna, this Bhadra will take care of us, will engulf us more and more in the material nature, so that we suffer. At one point in time, we realize, oh my God, I need to take shelter on somebody. We will be forced to take shelter under the Krishna, right? When we take shelter of Maya, she will engulf us in the material mode, so that we suffer a lot and then we can take shelter. We'll be forced to take shelter of the Lord. But when we move towards Krishna, right, there is another Maya. She is called as Subhadra. She is also sister of Krishna. Right? We know, right? Subhadra. Su means good. Good. In a good way. She will help us to make progress in Krishna consciousness. She will help us in all the way. And she's the one, um, who arranges controls in the spiritual world in a right way, so that to make us more and more Krishna conscious. Does it help, Mataji? In the material world, it is Bhadra. In the spiritual world, it is Subhadra.
Yes, understood, Prabhuji. So probably all the demigods will be dealing with Subhadra.
No,
No?
no. This entire, right? All the seven lokas, right? We
Yeah.
say, right, seven lokas, Bhuloka, Bhuvar, and Suvar, and then Brahmaloka. These are all material world.
Okay.
All are control, all are under Maya. See, that is the reason even Brahma sometimes forgets who is Krishna. Indra forgets who is Krishna. You know the Govardhana Leela?
Yeah, the
Krishna will lift the mountain in
storm.
his
Yeah.
pinky finger, right?
Yes.
And who was causing rain?
Indra.
Indra. Indra should have known who is that Krishna. Indra wanted to test who is the person who is, make. Initially, they were arranging Annakut festival for Indra. That is what they are used to do. And Krishna, as a little boy, said, "My dear father, why do you want to do this festival to Indra? Indra is executing the duty of his duty only based on the instruction of the Lord, but everything we get from is from Govardhan, right? Let us pray to Govardhan, and then let us do this Annakut festival, offer all this food to Govardhan." And then Indra got upset. So he said, "How dare you do it? I don't know who is that boy. I will show who I am." Then he rained, thunderstorm, everything, on that, village, right? And then Krishna said, "Don't worry, I will take care." And then he lifted the mountain, and he was there for 7 days. And finally, Indra came back and then fell at the lotus feet of Krishna. He said, and then he realized his position. Oh, this is my master. How did I forget him? That is Maya. So when we think that we are this body, when we think that we are the doer of anything, when we think that we are the controller, that means we are under Maya. The same thing happened to Brahma as well. In the same, we can see in Brahma, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna was doing a lot of wonderful things, and then suddenly Brahma thought, "Okay, I want to test this boy. He's doing a lot of supernatural things. Then he'll take all the gopas." When Krishna and Gopas went for grazing the cows. You thought this is a gopa. This is like a very normal boy. How can he be a super god, supreme god? And then he took all the gopas, and then Krishna understood it. Krishna expanded himself as all the gopas, and this happened for 1 year. And then Brahma said, "No, everything is happening as it is. Nothing happened. I see still all those boys here." And then he came back. He came back and asked Krishna, "Who are you?" And then Krishna showed, "See, you are." And then what happened? Krishna will come down from the Brahmaloka to check with. Sorry, Brahma will come from the Brahmaloka to check with Krishna. Hey, to check with Krishna, what is happening? I took away all the gopas to the Brahmaloka, but I see all the boys here. He went back. And then Krishna immediately went to Brahmaloka, and then Brahma could not see Krishna, and then he went to Brahmaloka back. And in the Brahmaloka, at the entrance, the Dwaraka Palakas will say, Brahma is already there. You go away, then they will push it, and then they will fall down to the earth. At that time, Krishna will be there. Krishna was telling, "Hey, Brahma, you think that you are the supreme God? You are the creator for the smallest universe. I will show you the Brahmas of all other universes. Then you will call all the Brahmas. You will see, Brahmas, with 50 head, 1,000 heads, 100,000 heads, something like that." So, yeah, Chaturmukha, as our Brahma is Chaturmukha. So this shows even the Brahma, Indra, and everybody under the Maya, they can be under Maya if they think that they are the doers. But even in this world, in this material world, even if you are in the material world, if you pray to Krishna, if you chant the holy name, if you surrender to Krishna, right, then we won't be under Maya. We will be under Krishna. Krishna says, "Name bhakta pranashyati." My bhakta never perishes. He tells Arjuna to everyone. So it is said, when we surrender to Krishna, Krishna takes care of us. Even Yamadharma Raja will not have any control on us. We will be in the account of Krishna. We will be in the account of Krishna. And even all the planets, right? They won't have any impact on us. So it happened in Bangalore a few years back. There was one ISKCON devotee. He went to a very great astrologer, and the astrologer was looking at his jataka, right? The what to say, um, all the is what is his birth star and everything. Based on that, he was trying to determine his future, and then he was asking, "What do you do to that person?" That person said, "I'm an ISKCON devotee." And he was asking, "How do you do bhakti?" He said, "I get up early in the morning, I chant for 2 hours, I do Mangal Arati, and I'm a surrendered soul to Krishna. I go and distribute books, and I'm into Krishna consciousness." Then that famous astrologer, it is said, I read an article, and one very advanced devotee also explained in an article, in a video. And this astrologer kept his astrology book. Um, he gave it back to him. He said, "No, I cannot determine your future. When you are in the material plane, right? Then all the planets will work on you, and I can accurately determine, forecast, or foretell you what will happen to you in the future. But when you surrender to the Krishna, the Supreme Lord, you will be in his books. You won't be even come under the purview of any of the planets." So that is the beauty of being Krishna consciousness. You won't fall under, sometimes we'll say, this shiny planet, other Saturn, and all the planets will have impact on us. But when we chant the holy name, when we surrender to Krishna, all these things will not even impact on us, because we are not in this material world. Though we are in the material world, we are in the spiritual plane. Hope that helps. I think I have given more explanation, but hope this helps.
Yeah, definitely, Prabhuji. Thanks. Thanks a
Hare
lot.
Krishna. Any other questions? Okay, if nothing else, I think I wanted to share a story of Arvar, but I will do it next week. He was a very great Arvar. There are very interesting, fascinating pastimes, but we'll do it next week. Thank you so much for taking time and giving me the opportunity to go over some of these shlokas based on my little understanding of Bhagavad Gita. If I did any offenses, please forgive me. If I did something good, all glories to my Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I request you all, please chant at least sometime every day, so that we get the blessings of Krishna and make progress in the Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of the day. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Right.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.